Somewhere beneath the dust of forgotten lands lie ancient structures etched in stone with a precision that defies time itself. Tools no one can find, civilizations no one remembers, and questions no one can answer. These aren't stories whispered around campfires. These are real places, real artifacts, and real mysteries. From tombs sealed for millennia, to monoliths too massive for ancient hands to have moved. What we've uncovered shakes the very foundation of what we thought we knew about our past. Who built these wonders? Why do so many show signs of impossible knowledge, centuries ahead of their time? And what secrets still lie buried just beyond our reach? Get ready for a journey into the shadows of history, where stone speaks louder than legend, and the past refuses to stay silent. In the vast desert expanses of northwestern Kenya, where the wind whispers across endless dunes and the turquoise waters of Lake Turkana stretch under a near-lunar sky, an enigmatic site stands silently, challenging known history. This mysterious place bears the intriguing name of the Lothagam North Pillar Site. Emerging as a mute witness from the past, its upright stones and the secrets buried beneath scorched earth continue to puzzle all who dare to look. Around 5,000 years ago, at the dawn of a time shaken by dramatic climate changes, unknown nomadic groups chose to erect a monumental structure here. But why? What powerful force, what mystical call could have compelled them to build something so elaborate in the heart of a harsh desert, where only silence and sun remain today? The Lothagam North Pillar Site is not merely a collection of ancient stones. At the center of a circular platform about 30 meters in diameter, dozens of stone pillars rise mysteriously toward the sky. Around them, enormous rocks appear deliberately arranged, forming a harmonious whole that evokes a ritual long forgotten. And yet, no writings, no clear symbols were left behind by the builders of these monoliths, casting their purpose into total obscurity. What makes this place even more disturbing is what lies beneath the surface. A massive cemetery where the remains of at least 580 individuals were buried together in a dense and unusual arrangement. An entire community, interred here over generations, resting in a deep cavity at the heart of the site. Strangely, these bodies do not seem to have been buried according to status or rank. Instead, death appears to have united them in a surprising equality, suggesting a society with no evident hierarchy, a concept that defies the traditional belief that only organized and stratified cultures could create such ambitious structures. Each body, each skeleton, is accompanied by astonishing and intriguing artifacts. Ornaments made of precious stones, pendants fashioned from animal teeth, notably those of desert gerbils, bracelets carved from ivory, and delicately crafted beads made from ostrich eggshells. Why were these objects distributed so equally? Were they a symbol of unity in the face of external threats, or part of a ritual meant to appease supernatural forces perceived as dangerous? The climate around Lake Turkana at the time of the site's construction was in turmoil. Rainfall had dwindled, the lake was receding, and resources were growing scarce. Could this dramatic ecological crisis have driven these nomadic pastoralists to build such a strange place to reinforce social and spiritual bonds? Researchers believe these monoliths may have been created for collective ceremonies, bringing together scattered groups in annual rituals where life was celebrated as much as death was honored. And yet, these questions remain unanswered. Each year, new theories emerge, but the mystery is never fully solved. Some archaeologists see in the Lothagam North Pillar Site a desperate attempt by a struggling people to unify and survive in an increasingly hostile world. Others sense a more mystical dimension, suggesting that this place served as a shamanic site, where the living communicated with the dead, seeking advice and answers from the ancestors buried beneath the sacred stones. What is certain is that this site profoundly challenges our understanding of ancient societies in Africa. Unlike other known civilizations that left behind texts, symbols, or more easily interpreted artifacts, the people who built the Lothagam North Pillar site remain elusive. Their civilization, without known writing or clear evidence of their beliefs, continues to evade us, as if they intentionally chose to preserve their secrets. Nights at Lothagam are especially eerie, when the burning sun dips below the horizon and sudden cold settles over the desert. The shadows of the upright stones lengthen as if to whisper forgotten stories. Some visitors report feeling a strange energy here, as if the memory of ancient rituals still lingers in the air. Was it simply human imagination, stirred by a surreal landscape? Or does the site truly hold an inexplicable aura, charged by the energies of those who once lived and died here millennia ago? Today, Lothagam remains a little visited site, isolated in a dry and difficult-to-access region. But those who make the journey speak of a profound experience. The deep mystery of the Lothagam North Pillar site lies precisely in the silence it demands. A silence filled with meaning, rich with ancient voices still questioning us through time. In a modern world obsessed with quick answers and easy certainties, Lothagam reminds us that human history is full of shadows. These shadows captivate and fascinate us, confronting us with the eternal riddle of our own existence. Who were they really? What did they hope to leave behind? And above all, why do these pillars, raised in the heart of a merciless desert, continue to exert such a powerful hold on us, thousands of years later? The Lothagam North Pillar site remains a powerful and inexhaustible enigma, a haunting, mysterious testimony from the past that continues to silently challenge generations to come. Lost in the arid hills of southeastern Turkey, just a few kilometers from the ancient city of Urfa, lies one of the most mysterious archaeological sites ever discovered by humanity: Göbekli Tepe. This strange and deeply enigmatic place seems to rise straight out of a past so distant, it disrupts every conventional notion of human history. Around 12,000 years ago, long before humans learned to farm or build the first cities, an unknown group of people inexplicably decided to construct a monumental stone sanctuary. This decision, made during a time when humanity still lived primarily as hunters and gatherers, remains one of the greatest mysteries archaeologists are still trying to unravel. Göbekli Tepe is composed of concentric circles of enormous T-shaped pillars, some as tall as 6 meters and weighing up to 20 tons. Each pillar was meticulously carved from limestone, transported over considerable distances, and erected with astonishing precision. How did these ancient people, with no metal tools, no wheels, and no domesticated animals, manage such an extraordinary feat of engineering? That question remains without a satisfying answer. What makes Göbekli Tepe even more fascinating are the intricate carvings on these towering monoliths. Lions, boars, snakes, foxes, birds of prey, and mythological hybrid creatures adorn the stone surfaces in exquisite detail. What did these symbols mean to the builders? Did they represent ancient gods, protective spirits, or stories of long-forgotten events? No one knows for sure. First discovered in the 1960s, but only truly recognized in the 1990s by German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt, Göbekli Tepe immediately challenged the traditional idea that monumental structures could only emerge in complex, agricultural societies. Here, instead, we find a nomadic hunter-gatherer culture that inexplicably chose to invest immense effort and resources into building a site dedicated to mysterious rituals. As archaeologists explored the site, they uncovered another intriguing fact. After centuries of use, the stone circles were deliberately buried under tons of earth and rock, as if to preserve them, or perhaps to hide their true purpose forever. This deliberate act raises even more questions. Why was such a sacred place suddenly abandoned and hidden from future generations? Were the builders trying to protect their sanctuary, conceal a secret, or symbolically return it to the earth? Among the many theories surrounding Göbekli Tepe, some suggest it was a pilgrimage center where various tribes gathered to perform complex religious rites and strengthen social bonds. Others propose an even bolder idea, that the site was built in response to a major natural catastrophe, perhaps to appease the forces of nature or to preserve the collective memory of a cataclysmic event. Astronomical studies have also suggested that Göbekli Tepe's pillars were aligned with certain constellations, indicating a surprisingly advanced knowledge of the night sky. If true, how did these ancient people acquire such knowledge, and why was it important to them? Göbekli Tepe draws not only scientists but also anyone fascinated by the unexplained. Every year, new visitors come to stand before its silent pillars and feel the mysterious atmosphere that surrounds them. Some describe a strange, almost electric sensation, as if the site still resonates with the energy of those who built it 12,000 years ago. The mystery of Göbekli Tepe is also deepened by the complete absence of nearby habitation. Did the builders travel from afar to honor this sanctuary? This suggests that Göbekli Tepe was a unique sacred center, a neutral space where conflicts were left behind, dedicated solely to ritual and the unification of scattered clans. Today, despite decades of excavation and extensive study, Göbekli Tepe still holds its secrets tightly. Every stone unearthed, every pillar examined, brings as many questions as answers. The deeper story of the site continually escapes definitive interpretation, leaving open all possibilities about its origins and the intentions of its builders. As we gaze upon the majestic pillars, standing silently under the blazing Anatolian sun for 12 millennia, one thing becomes clear. Göbekli Tepe is not just an ancient monument. It is a vivid testament to humanity's universal need for transcendence, our desire to express the inexpressible, to reach for something eternal beyond mere survival. Thus, Göbekli Tepe remains mysterious and enigmatic, defying time itself, and endlessly challenging us to reconsider where we come from and what it means to be human. Perched high in the wind-swept altiplano of Bolivia, not far from the legendary Lake Titicaca, stands one of South America's most captivating and enigmatic archaeological mysteries, Pumapunku. Situated at nearly 4,000 meters above sea level, this strange site fascinates and confounds those who venture across its ancient, sacred ground. Dating back approximately 1,500 years, Pumapunku is renowned for its extraordinary megalithic structures. What astounds archaeologists and researchers around the world is the mind-boggling precision with which its massive stone blocks were cut and assembled. Some blocks, weighing up to 100 tons, are so perfectly shaped that not even a knife blade can slide between the joints. How could an ancient civilization, with no advanced metal tools or modern technology, achieve such technical prowess? This question remains unanswered and has fueled decades of speculation and debate. The stones at Pumapunku, made primarily of andesite and red sandstone, were sourced from quarries several kilometers away. These blocks, some truly enormous, were transported across rugged, uneven terrain, likely without the use of wheels or beasts of burden. The logistics behind moving such massive stones with incredible precision through such an inhospitable landscape remain one of the site's deepest mysteries. Even more enigmatic is the nature of the cuts themselves. The stone blocks exhibit flawlessly straight grooves, astonishingly precise holes, and sharply defined angles that appear more like the product of industrial machinery than ancient hand tools. Modern researchers have attempted to replicate these cuts using tools presumed to be available at the time, but none have achieved the same level of perfection. This has led some to suggest that the builders of Pumapunku may have possessed lost or unknown technologies far beyond what we associate with their era. Wandering through the ruins of Pumapunku, visitors often report a strange feeling, a combination of technical wonder and an eerie silence that seems almost supernatural. No writings, no hieroglyphs, no clear records offer insight into who built these structures or why. Why would such an advanced culture leave behind no textual evidence explaining their methods, intentions, or the exact function of these monumental constructions? Pumapunku forms part of the larger Tiwanaku archaeological complex, a pre-Incan civilization of remarkable sophistication, yet one still shrouded in mystery. Some theories propose that Pumapunku was a sacred site, used for religious or astronomical rituals. Others suggest it was a ceremonial center where people from distant regions gathered for special events, possibly timed with solstices and equinoxes. The astronomical implications of the site are equally intriguing. Some archaeologists have observed alignments with celestial bodies, hinting that its builders may have possessed advanced knowledge of the night sky. But how could such astronomical accuracy be achieved without known observational instruments? This question has inspired theories ranging from refined sky-watching traditions to more speculative notions of external influence. Centuries of erosion and weathering have gradually erased some of the site's finer details, but this has only added to the aura of mystery. Earthquakes and looting over the ages have scattered and damaged many of the original stones. Yet even in its fragmented state, Pumapunku remains a breathtaking testimony to human ingenuity, or perhaps something beyond human. Many visitors report a strange and deep connection when walking among the silent stones. The cold wind that sweeps through the ruins seems to whisper forgotten secrets, stories etched in the perfect cuts and strange angles of these massive blocks. Each stone, carved with inexplicable mastery, seems to challenge our assumptions about what ancient humans were truly capable of. Pumapunku stands as an open challenge to archaeologists, historians, and modern explorers. Every excavation yields new revelations and new questions. As the sun sets and casts its golden light across the enduring ruins, the mystery of Pumapunku remains unsolved. It defies time, urging us to remember just how vast, complex, and mysterious human history truly is. Off the southernmost coast of Japan, beyond the turquoise waters surrounding the remote island of Yonaguni, a fascinating mystery lies silently beneath the waves of the Pacific. Discovered by chance in 1986 by a local diver, this strange underwater formation, now known as the Yonaguni Monument, continues to spark passionate debate among scientists, archaeologists, and explorers. The monument stretches nearly 150 meters long and 40 meters wide, and it irresistibly evokes the remains of a sunken ancient city. Lying at a depth of between 5 and 25 meters, its incredibly regular geometric structures appear to have been intentionally shaped by human hands. Broad terraces, sharply defined staircases, massive platforms, and narrow passageways interlock in a mysterious layout that rivals some of the world's most iconic ancient ruins. What immediately strikes those who dive here is the apparent perfection of right angles, the striking regularity of lines, and the symmetrical organization of forms. And yet, a critical question remains at the center of the scientific controversy. Is this formation the product of a long-lost human civilization, or is it simply a geological marvel sculpted by the forces of nature? For those convinced of its artificial origin, Yonaguni may represent the remnants of a sophisticated prehistoric society, submerged at the end of the last ice age between 8,000 and 10,000 years ago. At that time, sea levels were significantly lower, and the now submerged area would have been dry land, possibly home to a people capable of constructing massive stone structures. Supporters of this theory cite specific elements of the site: clearly carved steps leading to a wide platform, mysterious corridors, and what appear to be altars or ceremonial gathering points. They argue that these sharply defined geometric shapes, especially the right angles and remarkably straight lines, are unlikely to be the result of erosion or tectonic activity alone. On the other hand, a significant portion of the scientific community insists that the Yonaguni Monument is entirely natural. According to these experts, the stone blocks and geometric patterns were slowly shaped by the relentless forces of ocean currents, powerful waves, and the frequent earthquakes in this highly seismic region of the Pacific. In their view, the right angles and distinct steps may simply be the result of natural fractures in the local volcanic rock. Still, even these geological explanations fail to fully dispel the captivating questions that surround this mysterious site. For instance, why does the structure appear to align so perfectly with certain constellations or with the sunrise and sunset at key points in the year? Could natural forces truly have created such astronomical alignments? Some divers, researchers, and explorers deeply intrigued by Yonaguni claim to have found additional suspicious artifacts nearby, stone tools or strange carvings, further supporting the idea of a human presence. Though these findings remain hotly contested and unconfirmed, they keep alive the possibility that this place was once inhabited by a forgotten civilization. Beyond scientific debate, Yonaguni captivates with the mysterious, almost mystical atmosphere that surrounds its submerged ruins. Those who dive into its crystalline waters often describe the experience as profoundly moving, even magical, as they swim among silent stones that seem to whisper of a lost past. The surreal beauty of the site, combined with the haunting sense of an unfinished story, inevitably captures the imagination. As debates continue and studies multiply, the Yonaguni Monument remains silently waiting at the ocean's floor, defying all certainty. Perhaps the truth about its origins will remain forever buried beneath the waves, protected by the silence of the sea, leaving each explorer to imagine the hidden history of these strange, submerged structures. Thus, the mystery of Yonaguni endures, inviting future generations to wonder, to question, and to dive deeper into the still uncharted depths of human history. Hidden deep within the lush jungles of Ecuador, in a wild and scarcely explored region, lies one of the most enigmatic and fascinating places on Earth, the legendary Cueva de los Tallos, named after the mysterious nocturnal birds, tallos, that dwell within it. This vast underground cavern has remained cloaked in mystery since its initial discovery in the 1960s. Ever since, it has attracted researchers, explorers, and dreamers in search of adventure and truth. Cueva de los Tallos is far from an ordinary cave. It is a colossal network of underground tunnels, vast chambers, and twisting passages that stretch for kilometers beneath the earth. The way these galleries were formed, or as some suggest, constructed, remains one of South America's greatest archaeological puzzles. For many, the precision of the tunnels, their smooth, regular walls, and their grand scale suggest they may have been shaped by an ancient, now vanished civilization. The true mystery of Cueva de los Tallos lies in the strange artifacts allegedly discovered within its depths over the years. Metal tablets covered in unknown symbols, intricately carved objects, and relics that seem to belong to no known culture in the region. Some even claim these artifacts may be remnants of a forgotten civilization or a prehistoric culture endowed with lost advanced knowledge. The cave gained worldwide fame in 1976, when a major expedition was organized that drew the attention of none other than Neil Armstrong, the first man to walk on the moon. Intrigued by the fantastic tales surrounding the mysterious underground world, Armstrong personally joined the expedition, perhaps hoping to uncover secrets that could help us better understand humanity's hidden origins. This government-sanctioned expedition, composed of scientists, archaeologists, geologists, and engineers, confirmed the impressive size and complexity of the underground network. Yet, despite weeks of intense exploration, the precise origin and nature of the cave's structures and reported objects remained elusive. The official report raised as many questions as it answered, further deepening the aura of mystery surrounding the site. Among the many theories about Cueva de los Tallos, some are especially intriguing. A popular hypothesis suggests that these tunnels were created or used by an advanced ancient civilization with engineering capabilities unknown to us today. Others go further still, proposing that the strange artifacts may have extraterrestrial origins, brought to Earth thousands of years ago by visitors from beyond. Some archaeologists and explorers believe the subterranean chambers may have held ceremonial or sacred functions for a forgotten pre-Columbian society. The cave may have been the site of secret initiation rituals, accessible only to priests or religious elites, perhaps explaining the unusual artifacts found deep within. An important figure in the cave's lore is Hungarian explorer Juan Moric, who claimed in the 1960s to have discovered hundreds of strange objects and entire libraries of metallic tablets within the cave system. Moric insisted these tablets told the story of a lost civilization with ancient, advanced knowledge. Yet no verifiable evidence of these spectacular claims was ever made public, adding yet another layer of mystery and speculation to the legend. Today, the cave continues to be explored occasionally, though access remains extremely difficult, requiring a vertiginous descent through a deep vertical shaft. Those who do make the journey often report strange sensations: a charged atmosphere, a profound silence interrupted only by the wing beats of Tallos, and an unshakable feeling of presence, as if some unknown energy still lingers in the depths. Cueva de los Tallos remains a subject of endless fascination, both for serious researchers seeking historical truths and for enthusiasts of alternative theories, captivated by the idea that places still exist on Earth capable of challenging our conventional understanding of human history. Until its depths have revealed all their secrets, this cave will continue to intrigue, fascinate, and draw bold explorers from around the world in search of answers to one of our planet's most compelling underground mysteries. In the heart of the Pacific Ocean, tucked among the remote islands of Micronesia, lies one of antiquity's most enigmatic and awe-inspiring sites, Nan Madol. Often referred to as the Atlantis of the Pacific, this ancient city built on water defies logic with its very existence, continuing to inspire fascination and debate among researchers and adventurers alike. Located just off the main island of Pohnpei, Nan Madol is a sprawling network of over 90 artificial islets, constructed from massive basalt stones and arranged with astonishing precision. These monumental structures form a unique urban complex, interwoven by a maze of navigable canals. Even today, its silent ruins rise from the water like the remnants of a forgotten civilization frozen in time. The mystery of Nan Madol begins with its construction materials. Some of the basalt blocks used to build the walls and platforms weigh several tons, some up to 50 tons, and were transported from quarries located several kilometers away, in a region with no known roads or means of transport. How did ancient builders extract, move, and precisely place such massive stones? No definitive answer has yet been found. Local oral traditions claim that the stones were moved using magical means, invoking spirits or supernatural powers. While this poetic explanation stirs the imagination, it also underscores how little we truly understand about the site's construction. Scholars have proposed various theories involving rafts, wooden rollers, or ingenious engineering techniques, but none have been confirmed. Nan Madol is more than an architectural marvel. It is a site steeped in spiritual mystery. According to legend, it was founded by twin sorcerers, Olisipa and Olosopa, who arrived from a distant land to build a sacred space dedicated to sea deities. The site served as the political and religious center for the Saudlur dynasty, which ruled Pohnpei for centuries with absolute authority. Nan Madol was designed to centralize power, but also to host elaborate rituals and ceremonies cloaked in secrecy. The very choice to build on water is captivating. Why erect a monumental city in a tidal lagoon rather than on solid ground? Some researchers suggest that the canals symbolized spiritual passages to other realms, or that the amphibious design provided a natural defense against invaders. Others believe the layout reflects a cosmological or ceremonial vision unique to its creators. The arrangement of islets, stone walls, and canals reveals a complex urban organization, with designated zones for residences, religious sites, ceremonial platforms, and even monumental tombs. Some islets were so well designed, they included systems for circulating fresh water, evidence of advanced hydraulic understanding. Yet despite its sophistication, Nan Madol was gradually abandoned, and its decline is as mysterious as its origin. Legends speak of a curse that befell those who dared to desecrate its sacred lands. More practical theories point to rising sea levels, dwindling resources, or internal political upheaval. Today, Nan Madol is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but it remains largely unexplored. The site's inaccessibility, swampy terrain, and logistical challenges continue to hamper extensive research. As a result, many of its secrets lie buried beneath dark waters and silent ruins. Visitors to Nan Madol often describe an indescribable feeling. As they glide through its narrow canals, surrounded by ancient ruins, it feels as though they are entering a world suspended between myth and reality. The massive stone walls, now overgrown with lush vegetation, seem to whisper forgotten stories, while the still waters reflect a past whose full shape remains elusive. Nan Madol continues to challenge our understanding of human history. It embodies both the ingenuity and daring of ancient civilizations, as well as the profound enigmas that remain about their true capabilities and intentions. As long as its secrets remain submerged beneath the mysterious waters of Micronesia, Nan Madol will endure as a magnificent, silent symbol of the unsolved mysteries of our past. Along the southern coast of Brittany, where sea winds blow and the scent of Atlantic salt lingers in the air, stretches one of the most impressive and mysterious megalithic sites in the world, the alignments of Carnac. As far as the eye can see, more than 3,000 standing stones, massive menhirs, defy both time and human understanding. Their origin, meticulous arrangement, and ultimate purpose remain cloaked in millennia-old intrigue. The Carnac site dates back between 4,500 and 6,500 years ago, predating even the Great Pyramids of Egypt. These stones, some several meters high, are aligned with astonishing precision, forming orderly rows that stretch for kilometers. Sections like Menek, Kermario, and Kurleskin feature perfect alignments that span hundreds of meters. The immediate question arises, why? Since their rediscovery in the 19th century, the Carnac alignments have inspired a multitude of theories. Early interpretations, influenced by local folklore, described them as Roman soldiers turned to stone by a divine curse. Later, scholars proposed more pragmatic hypotheses, though none has achieved definitive consensus. One of the most popular theories suggests that Carnac functioned as a giant astronomical calendar. Some researchers believe the menhirs were used to track solar, lunar, or stellar cycles, enabling Neolithic peoples to mark seasons for agriculture or religious rites. The alignments appear to correspond to specific points of sunrise and sunset at different times of the year, as well as significant lunar events. Another hypothesis posits that Carnac served as a massive ceremonial or spiritual center. The stones may have formed the backdrop for initiation rites, seasonal festivals, or funerary ceremonies. Their regular arrangement could represent a symbolic path, a sacred journey undertaken during ritual processions. Some modern archaeologists suggest Carnac may have been a gathering site for dispersed peoples, fostering social, economic, and spiritual alliances among different Neolithic groups. In this view, the menhirs acted as markers of identity, testaments to large-scale cooperation between clans. What deepens the mystery further is how these massive stones were quarried, transported, and erected using supposedly rudimentary means. Some stones were brought from quarries several kilometers away. The lifting and transport techniques, likely involving wooden sleds, rollers, and coordinated human effort, remain speculative and still impress modern engineers. The variety among the menhirs also intrigues. Some are rough and unworked, while others bear mysterious carvings, symbols, anthropomorphic figures, or depictions of objects. These rare motifs hint at a lost symbolic language, a ritual communication whose full meaning eludes us. Over the centuries, Carnac has endured many disruptions. The site has suffered from agricultural development, modern construction, and even clumsy archaeological interventions in the 19th century. Yet despite this, the mystery's essence remains intact, and the alignments continue to captivate the public imagination. Local legends amplify this aura of mystery. Stories tell of fairies, magicians, petrified warriors, and portals to other worlds. This rich oral tradition reveals that Carnac is not just an archaeological site, it's a living place, a bearer of memory and myth. Today, Carnac attracts thousands of visitors and researchers from around the globe. Each brings their own dreams and questions. Some come seeking spiritual connection. Others hope to decode the secrets hidden beneath the silent stones. But all feel, as they walk among the alignments, a profound respect for the forgotten builders who, with simple tools and extraordinary determination, created a monument that defies time itself. The alignments of Carnac remind us that our past is far more complex and mysterious than we often imagine. They invite us to humility before ancient civilizations, to accept that we do not hold all the answers, and that sometimes the mystery itself is the most precious legacy. As long as these stones stand, they will continue to whisper through the ages, the echoes of a forgotten world, a world where humankind, the earth, and the sky were intimately linked in a cosmic dance we can now only glimpse in shadow. In the heart of Andalusia, in the sun-drenched lands of southern Spain, stands one of Europe's most impressive and mysterious prehistoric monuments, the Dolmen of Menga. Located near the town of Antequera, this colossal megalith, approximately 5,800 years old, continues to astonish researchers with its monumental size, architectural precision, and the enigmatic questions that surround its purpose. The Dolmen of Menga is far more than a simple prehistoric tomb. Measuring 25 meters long, 6 meters wide, and 4 meters high, it is one of the largest known megalithic structures in Europe. Composed of 32 massive stone blocks, some weighing as much as 200 tons, it displays an extraordinary level of architectural skill for a time when metal tools were not yet in use. The first mystery lies in the transport and erection of these titanic stones. The quarries from which they were sourced are located several kilometers from the site. How did these ancient people manage to move such enormous stones across rough terrain without the benefit of modern technology? Theories include the use of sledges, wooden rollers, natural lubricants, or ramp and rope systems, but none satisfactorily explain the immense logistical effort such a feat would have required. The second great mystery concerns the dolmen's orientation. Unlike most European megaliths, which are often aligned with astronomical phenomena, such as the sunrise at the summer solstice, the Dolmen of Menga presents a striking anomaly. It is aligned toward the Peña de los Enamorados, a solitary mountain whose silhouette resembles a reclining human face, also known locally as the Sleeping Giant. This intriguing orientation has long fascinated scholars. Why did the builders choose to align the monument with this particular mountain? Was it considered sacred? Did it represent a deity or a revered ancestor? Or was the mountain a geographic or spiritual landmark within the mental landscape of Neolithic societies? The dolmen's interior adds to its mystique. A deep well, about 20 meters down, has been carved into the center of the main chamber, suggesting a symbolic or functional connection to the underworld. Some archaeologists believe this well may have been used in rituals related to water, fertility, or the passage of souls into the afterlife. The true function of the Dolmen of Menga remains a topic of debate. Was it a collective tomb for a ruling elite? A ceremonial sanctuary tied to agricultural cycles and the forces of nature? Or a spiritual gathering place designed to reinforce communal identity and cohesion? The limited human remains found at the site, along with modest offerings, point to funerary use. But the dolmen's grandeur suggests a far deeper significance. The Dolmen of Menga is not an isolated monument. It forms part of a larger megalithic complex in the Antequera region, which includes the Dolmen of Vieira and the Tholos of El Romeral. Together, these structures constitute a sacred landscape that reflects a culture deeply rooted in reverence for the earth, the sky, and the unseen forces that connected them. Today, the Dolmen of Menga is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, valued not only for its archaeological importance, but also for its remarkable contribution to our understanding of Neolithic societies in Europe. Yet despite extensive research and sophisticated theories, Menga continues to guard its secrets. What strikes every visitor who steps beneath its massive stone slabs is the overwhelming sense of timelessness. The heavy silence, the coolness of ancient rock, the soft light filtering through the narrow entrance. All invite quiet reflection and respect for a lost knowledge. The Dolmen of Menga reminds us that humanity, long before modern civilization, held deep spiritual aspirations, a powerful bond with nature, and an astonishing capacity to create vast, enduring monuments in the service of ideals we may never fully understand. Facing the Peña de los Enamorados, beneath the weight of stones raised nearly 6 millennia ago, the mystery of Menga endures. And perhaps it is precisely that mystery, that silent invitation to wonder and question, that is the most precious legacy left behind by these forgotten builders. In the heart of the fertile plains of Sindh, Pakistan, lie the silent ruins of an ancient city that continues to puzzle archaeologists and historians alike. Mohenjo-Daro. Built approximately 4,500 years ago, this sophisticated metropolis was part of the mysterious Indus Valley civilization, one of the world's earliest great urban cultures, contemporary with ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. Mohenjo-Daro, meaning Mound of the Dead in Sindhi, impresses with its remarkable urban planning, technological advancement, and large-scale infrastructure. Its grid-like street layout, standardized baked brick buildings, and complex sewage system reveal a society with advanced knowledge of engineering, public hygiene, and city design. Among Mohenjo-Daro's most astonishing features is its drainage system, considered one of the oldest and most elaborate of the ancient world. Even modest homes were connected to a sophisticated network of terracotta pipes, with covered drains running along major streets. Public baths, the most famous being the Great Bath, a large waterproof brick pool, suggest that purification rituals and hygiene played a central role in daily life. The standardization of building materials, including uniformly sized bricks, and the presence of private wells in many residences also point to an unexpectedly high degree of social and technological organization. Unlike Mesopotamian or Egyptian cities, Mohenjo-Daro appears to lack monumental structures for centralized authority. No grand temples, no massive palaces. This observation has led some researchers to speculate that the society may have been more egalitarian, or at least organized under principles we have yet to understand. Yet despite its sophistication, much of Mohenjo-Daro's history remains cloaked in mystery. Its sudden decline around 1900 BCE is still unexplained. There is no clear evidence of war, invasion, or widespread fire. Some theories suggest climate change, such as shifts in the Indus River's course or prolonged droughts, may have rendered the city uninhabitable. Others propose more mysterious causes, including natural catastrophes or devastating epidemics. Adding to the intrigue are archaeological findings of human skeletons scattered across streets, as if the population was suddenly struck by an unexpected disaster. Some fringe theorists have gone as far as to suggest an explosion of extraordinary magnitude, citing traces of vitrification on certain structures, a phenomenon today associated with extreme heat, like that of a nuclear blast. While these ideas are widely rejected by mainstream scholars, they contribute to Mohenjo-Daro's enduring aura of mystery. A major challenge in understanding this enigmatic city is the undeciphered script of the Indus Valley civilization. Hundreds of seals etched with complex symbols have been discovered, but researchers have yet to translate them. With no readable texts to tell their story, explain their beliefs, or document their downfall, Mohenjo-Daro remains a silent enigma, offering its secrets only through ruins and artifacts. The city's layout raises further questions. Mohenjo-Daro seems divided into two main sectors: an elevated citadel with public buildings such as the Great Bath and granaries, and a lower residential city. This organization suggests a functional hierarchy, though not necessarily a monarchic or theocratic rule. Today, the fragile ruins of Mohenjo-Daro, threatened by erosion, stand as a stark reminder of human civilization's vulnerability to time and nature. Designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1980, the city remains the focus of ongoing research and conservation efforts. Yet it continues to crumble, its sandy foundations slowly reclaiming the remnants of a once glorious past. Walking through Mohenjo-Daro's quiet streets, one feels a profound sense of loss and awe. The grandeur of a forgotten people, the tragedy of an unexplained collapse. Every collapsed wall, every shard of pottery, tells a wordless story we still strive to piece together. Mohenjo-Daro remains a majestic riddle in human history, an advanced metropolis risen from the ancient past, reminding us that even the brightest civilizations are fleeting. Their secrets, sometimes, vanish forever into the sands of time, leaving behind only an eternal invitation to question, to marvel, and to remember. In the sunlit heart of the Mediterranean, on the small but enigmatic island of Malta, lies one of the most fascinating and mysterious underground monuments ever discovered, the Hypogeum of Hal Saflieni. Over 5,000 years old, this complex network of chambers, tunnels, and corridors carved into solid rock remains a prehistoric architectural masterpiece, cloaked in an aura of mystery that modern understanding still struggles to penetrate. Accidentally discovered in 1902 during construction work, the Hypogeum revealed an incredibly sophisticated subterranean world. Comprising 3 distinct levels descending up to 10 meters underground, it includes circular rooms, hidden niches, stairways carved directly into the limestone, and enigmatic altars. All of this was created without metal tools, likely using only rudimentary instruments made of stone and bone, a technical feat that continues to astonish. The uppermost level appears to have served as a necropolis. Archaeologists discovered the remains of around 7,000 individuals, primarily laid to rest in cavities surrounding the main chamber. The second, deeper level features more refined architecture, with chambers adorned with red ochre motifs, spirals and geometric patterns whose meanings remain unknown. The most famous room is the Oracle Chamber, a space with truly extraordinary acoustic properties. A human voice speaking or chanting within this chamber resonates and carries through the entire Hypogeum with an almost supernatural intensity. This unique acoustic effect, presumed intentional, has led some researchers to speculate that the site was used for sound-based rituals, trance ceremonies, or spiritual practices designed to alter consciousness. To this day, the exact purpose of the Hypogeum remains a mystery. While the abundance of burials indicates a funerary function, the architectural complexity and acoustic anomalies suggest it served far more than a simple necropolis. Perhaps it was a place of passage rituals, spiritual experiences, or shamanic practices intended to communicate with the afterlife. The techniques used to build the Hypogeum add further intrigue. The builders not only carved the dense limestone with great precision, but also mimicked above-ground architectural features in stone, lintels, facades, and symbolic columns. How they accomplished such a feat without modern tools remains an open question. Among the artifacts found within the Hypogeum is the captivating Sleeping Lady of Hal Saflieni, a small figurine depicting a human figure in a fetal position, believed to symbolize sleep, death, or the transition to another state of being. This enigmatic yet expressive art reinforces the idea that prehistoric Maltese people held deep and complex beliefs about life, death, and transformation. The wider context in which the Hypogeum exists adds another layer of mystery. It is contemporary with Malta's massive open-air temples, such as Hagar Kim and Mohenjo-Daro, which also demonstrate advanced astronomical knowledge and monumental architecture. This points to the existence of a remarkably advanced culture on these small islands, a culture whose origins and abrupt disappearance remain largely unknown. Today, the Hypogeum of Hal Saflieni is a protected site with strictly limited access to preserve its fragile integrity. Only a handful of visitors each day are permitted to explore its silent depths, moving slowly through ancient corridors by dim light, absorbing the strange and solemn energy that still seems to inhabit its secret chambers. Faced with its ancient walls, resonant chambers, and forgotten symbols, one thing becomes clear. The Hypogeum of Hal Saflieni remains a portal to a vanished world, a silent witness to the spiritual depth and technical prowess of our distant ancestors. As long as its mysteries remain unsolved, it will continue to stir in us a fascination for those lost ages when the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead seemed infinitely closer. These forgotten places remind us that history has yet to reveal all of its secrets. Thank you for journeying with us through these ancient mysteries. If you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share your own theories. Because perhaps some mysteries are just waiting to be uncovered together.